That's what we're doing right there. It's time for Storytellers Live. Yes. Hello, everybody.
Hey, what's up?
It's Marcus, and I'm here with my trusty partner in ministry. I was going to say crime. Ministry. We're doing good. Uh, Miss Lavana, how are
Hey, Marcus, what's up?
Not much. Just excited to be back for another monthly Storytellers Live. We somehow missed last month. What were we doing? Anything? What were we doing? Just
Okay, we were so busy last month.
what were we
We
doing?
were going into tech for our chicken stories play. Okay.
That's right.
Actually, I think load in was that on that Monday?
That was on that Monday.
Yeah.
Yes, in case you don't know, we were working on a play called Chicken Stories. Thank you for everyone from the Hill City family. A lot of y'all came out to see it. It's going to be coming back at some point. So if you didn't get a chance to see it, we'll get you your opportunity,
Yeah.
right? But that was then. This is now. We're back for another month. And in case you don't know, Storytellers is the drama ministry at Hill City Church. So we encourage anyone, whether you are here in the Southern California area or whether you live abroad, we have opportunities for you to be involved with this ministry, whether you're here on the ground or whether you're virtual. So tap in with us. This is one of the things we do. We come on live monthly and talk about different things that are relevant to the community of artists and believers. So yeah, that's what we do. And
Yeah.
it's a blessing, yeah, to
You
be able.
definitely don't have to be here to be a part of the drama ministry. So don't let that be like discouraging that you're not here because we have lots of things that we do that are virtual and sometimes in person, and we combine virtual things with in person. So we
That's
have
right.
some things we have planned coming up for next year, and we're excited.
Yes. So yes, like I said, tap in. Hill City Drama Ministry at gmail.com is our email. If you want to send us a little message to get connected, that's a great way to do it. Hill City Drama Ministry, there it is. If you want to connect with us, go ahead and hit us up. But I'm excited to get into what we're talking about tonight. If
Yeah.
you saw our little title page there, you've already seen it. But we are talking tonight about, as summer starts to wind up, we're talking about our favorite summer movies of all time. Woo, I love the movies. Didn't you?
I
You just
know.
went to the movies yesterday, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I actually went with a group of our Hill City family to go see The Forge. So I'm excited to
Oh,
talk a little bit about that somewhere throughout the show.
yes, we're
Yeah.
going to talk about that a little later, but we're talking about our favorite summer movies of all time. So we want you guys to tap in on that too. Start thinking about it. What's been your favorite summer movies? But we're not talking about this on our own. We, as always, we have our crew with us to aid in the conversation. So let me bring the crew up. Oh, hey, there's Miss Sylvia G. There's Angela
Hey,
and our brother Eric in the house. What's going on, everybody?
love y'all.
You guys doing okay? So how's your summer been, Sylvia? That's my
Hello.
My
you.
summer has been interesting. That's the word.
Good evening.
Interesting.
Good evening.
I'm going on this journey, my road to 40. So I've been vlogging a lot. But it's been fun. It's been fun.
Okay. You knocking on 40's door?
Yes, I'll be 40 in February. It's coming up.
Okay. Oh, we'll have to do something special for that. I will
Yes.
heads together, see
Yeah.
what we can do. Maybe we can dramatize something from the year she was born. I don't know.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
We'll
Sounds
figure
fun.
something out. What about you, Miss Angela? How's your summer going?
This summer has been busy and it's been so amazing. Just kind of feel just there's a lot of open doors and opportunities. I was able to attend the Chicken Stories play And that was absolutely phenomenal. So to help and serve and to see how the pieces all come together and they make such a beautiful production at the end of it, it's super encouraging and it's inspiring. And to be part of you're like my mentors. I look up to my role models, my sister Lavana, brother Marcus. I know brother Eric, who's also done some in the acting world as well. So I love it. And Sister Sylvia, you put your skills, you're natural on the stage. So, you know, God has a plan in place. Really great to be here. This summer's been amazing because we're also doing a lot of moving and shifting. So it's like a new beginning in a way.
Yes, it is. That's if you don't know, our in-person church location is in the process of shifting as we speak. For the next couple weeks, Sunday, you won't see us in that building. We've been out of the building for our old building for a couple weeks, and renovations are happening right now. The new building is very exciting. Some of the leaders and saints were over at the church yesterday putting scriptures on the wall, which is so cool. Like these walls will be painted, but when we go in there, we know that the word is on the walls. You are surrounded by the word when you go into this, and that'll forever be a part of the sanctuary. So,
Yes.
really special. I don't want to leave my brother Eric out. How you doing, man? How's your summer been so far?
Well, hello there. Hello there. Top of the afternoon or evening to you all. My
You
summer
don't
has
say
been
your
going like
dramatic skills right
phenomenal.
It sounds like a villain.
Huh?
I just said you were using some of your dramatic
Yeah,
skills.
my summer has been going phenomenal. I just actually celebrated a birthday last Saturday on the 17th, and I'm still celebrating for the rest of this month. I said for the rest of this month, I'm still doing the turn up. You know what I mean? So yeah, and to piggyback on what you said, brother Marcus, yeah, we've moved into our new church, and it's phenomenal. It'll be our first time actually having something that we can call our own and not having to move around. And to see that process from the wooden frames now to the walls being put up, and I was one of the ones that was there on yesterday, along with Sister Angela and Lavana and all Sylvia as well. We were there to write the walls, but we also were outside painting the walls, the brick walls, the brick. We were out there in the hot sun. I gained the tan. Can you see it? So I'm looking forward to this topic on tonight. Some movies, something I don't really talk about because I don't really watch TV and stuff and movies like that. So it's gonna be interesting.
Okay, well, we're talking about the best of all time. So you can go from this summer all the way back to childhood, whatever it is. We want to know what stuck with you, and I feel like that's a pretty good indicator. You know, my question. Before I go there, I'm going to pray us in. We always like to do things with prayer and leading us. And that'll give also, while I'm praying, a chance for those of you who are already tapping in. I see you, Celeste Sampson, Marilyn Stroud, all of you guys. Please share this, especially if you have friends that are in the arts or you know that they love movies and entertainment. This will be something they'd be interested in. But while you're doing that, I just want to thank God for this opportunity to come together virtually, Lord God, to have these conversations, to just gather in your name, Lord Jesus. We're just having a fun topic today, but we know that you are in everything, Lord God, whether it's lighthearted or serious. We want to be a part of every facet of our lives. So that is our prayer today, that as we have this fun discussion, that something will be said that'll cause someone to just think of you and to remember who you are in their lives, in our lives, Lord Jesus. We just thank you for the Storytellers ministry. We thank you for Hill City Church as it continues to grow. And we thank you for each and every person that will tune in today. And as we post this in the future, we pray a blessing, a supernatural blessing over each and every viewer. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
So, yes, the summer movies. Like, what do you guys think makes a summer movie? I mean, movies come out all year round, but what is it about a summer movie that makes you say, yeah, that's that category?
Well, I would say definitely something that involves
I would
summer.
have to say, like, for me personally, I like action. Okay.
Oh, okay.
No, go
Let me
ahead.
get Lavana, then I'll come to Eric to continue that. Go ahead, Lavana.
Go
uh,
ahead, sis.
I, I like summer is my favorite season. The sense of family, the gatherings, the barbecues and picnics and camping. And like I love that kind of stuff. I did a lot of that camping and things like that when I was like growing up. So that's like summer to me. Movies that have stuff like that, or the beach, or love stories that have something to do with the beach. like yeah, that's summer to me.
Okay. So what were you saying, Brother Eric?
But yeah, piggybacking on Lavana, yeah, I'm a summer baby. Like I said, I just celebrated a birthday a week ago. So I just like something about the summer for me, and then you catch a movie and it's a good movie. I like action. I'm an action, thriller kind of person. So I like the romantic stuff too, but it's something about the action thriller in the summer,
Yeah.
it's cool.
Yeah. Anybody else? I agree.
Well, for me, it's a bit different because I didn't really get to do much in the summer. So, summer movies for me, if I could envision myself having those adventures, then that made it a good summer movie for me. If I could live vicariously through whatever I'm watching and be like, ooh, is that what summer is really like for normal people? Then, yeah, that's what made it.
So that was your way of exploring while you were maybe close to home. You let your
Locked in a
movie.
cage with Bible
Yeah.
and a bottle of water.
Anything to add to that, Angela? Anything different or?
Well, I guess I'll get into more about with my movie later when it's time. But the reason I chose mine was because I felt like the movie I selected was a summer experience, one that we haven't had. I think at least maybe for the women and the girls. I think that because there's a lot of fast cars and thrillers, like Eric said, like Fast and Furious, and some of those movies that seem to come out, that might also be summer style.
Yeah.
It was an experience. So I felt like it really encapsulated the community and everybody brought people together. So I think that sense of unity and family.
I agree with that totally. Like for me, I think, well, especially once and I'm dating myself, aging myself a little bit, but especially once VHS came out and there was sort of like the growth of home video versus people going out to the theater as much. My family rarely went to the theater, except maybe during the summer. That was the exception. So I think of, like Angela was just mentioning, family. To me, I'd go to the movies throughout the year, like maybe with a friend or things like that, with a group of friends. But in terms of having my family together, well, the kids are off school. So I think parents get really intentional about maybe, stepping away from work, even if it's not an official vacation that they're on. They're more intentional about making that time for family, because you got to entertain these kids and take them to do something. So that would be the time where I got to sort of have my immediate family, or even the cousins and everything getting together. So I think that sort of guides it. You need a movie that's going to have that broad appeal, and I feel like frequently it is action. Although, you're right, Angela, that could sometimes leave certain groups out where it feels like, okay, we hit summer. It's like all like superheroes and action and cars and all of that. So yes, it was. I know what you're talking
Hmm.
about. I won't spoil it, but I see the appeal of the movie that you chose. Um, I just want to throw this out. I did a little research before we get into our choices, and viewers, again, I want you. Let's see. Oh, let's see. I see someone said that, about vacations. I think that a lot of summer movies do involve vacations and summer stuff, but it doesn't have to, because I saw a number of lists and they had Jaws as a number one summer movie. I guess technically that was summertime at the beach. What do you think about that as a lot of these lists choice for number one movie? And
Oh yeah, can't go wrong with Jaws. Da, 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 da,
I would say yes. And because I love the older movies, as you will see, but Jaws was one of my favorite movies. Like growing up, I love Jaws. And yes, it's a summer movie. The beach, you know what I'm saying? Like vacation home. Yeah. So vacation is definitely summery. But yeah,
summer.
Jaws, I
I mean,
think
sharks.
Jaws is that they're right about that.
Um,
Dude, sharks. How can you go wrong with sharks? Can't go wrong with sharks.
And
Which-
then I envision it being played in a drive-in, which is also like a summer aspect of a theater production, like good old drive-in.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the classics often get played at them, so I could see how it could be. Yeah, absolutely.
Other movies that landed on IMDb's list of top 50. They said 50 of all time. I wrote down maybe about the first 10. So they had Jaws at number one. Stand By Me. I know that's one of Lavana's movies. Do the Right Thing. That may be someone's choice of movie. Dazed and Confused, which I hadn't thought about that one. You probably won't know this. Anybody know Rear Window? Do we know what that is? That's a
Who was
little
in
old
it?
school. Anybody at home know Rear Window? That's
I
a
was born
good.
in '85, Marcus. Remember,
Oh, I know.
'85.
This is before my time too, I think. But I do know the movie. American Graffiti is another summer movie, a classic George Lucas, I believe, movie. A lot of these are older. So, Independence Day,
Yes. Will
and that
Smith.
and that may have made someone's list as well. So we'll see. But I think I am seeing a theme as I look at the list. A lot of the summer movies. Anybody know 500 Days of Summer? Anybody know that
Oh,
movie?
yes.
I've heard of it, but I don't think I've ever seen it.
That I hadn't thought about that, but it is in this case the character's name is Summer, but I do think it also takes place in the summer. It's a little bit of a romance, and I would definitely, having seen this and the topic that we're on, recommend that. So to my listening audience, to my panel, Summer, 500 Days of Summer is great. And then they have on the opposite end, Summer of Sam. Does anybody know Summer?
Oh wow!
Ooh,
As a summer,
that's,
like the
that's
top
John
summer
Wayne
movie.
Gacy, isn't it? That's a killer
No,
movie.
it is Summer of Sam. Oh god, the
One of the
Zodiac.
killers.
It's one of the serial killers.
Yeah.
It's a thriller. It's the opposite end of the spectrum. But
Oh no, that's the dude that was in New York.
I might have the name
That's that
wrong,
guy.
but I know he must have went on a killing spree in the
He
summer.
did, and he said a dog told him to do it. Like a dog was possessed by Satan, and then
Crazy.
okay, yeah. Okay. Oh, somebody said Tamisha. I got Tamisha. Chevy Chase Family Vacation.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
That is
yes.
this, and I think any comedy, we mentioned action, but I think just as well as action, to have that universal appeal, we're looking for comedy as well. So I think that those vacation movies were also really right for summertime. But enough about what these people in movie land say. I want to see what my panelists thought when they thought of movies of all-time best summer movies. We're gonna play some clips. You guys can chime in. Our viewers there, see if you agree with what our panel came up with for some of their favorite summer movies of all time. And I think we'll do it like this. We'll just roll the movie, and then we'll see if we can figure out who might have come up with this clip. Let's do this one first. Stand by.
Well, actually, originally I'm from the East Coast. But after my master's, I thought I'd take a break. So here I am. I was tired of living off of daddy.
Age, 19, height, 6 deuce, baby. Father's name, I don't know. Salary desired, $3 million. Cash.
You know, being an Ivy Leaguer can be such a leg up. You know, I spent 5 years at Harvard.
Oh, really? I just spent 6 months at county. Anybody ever trying to take your man who?
Well, we have one person, Celeste Johnson, feels like maybe Eric picked that movie. Did you pick that movie, Eric? Was that you? Oh.
What was it? I missed it.
They missed it.
What was the name of it?
We're gonna say no, that you didn't. That wasn't your pick. Then that was.
Did you say Beyonce?
No, nobody say no Beyonce.
What is going on? No, the
Your
clip.
mind right, sir.
Did you see the clip, Eric?
Beyonce. If it had Beyonce, if it had Beyonce, it wasn't me. If it had Beyonce in it.
Lord bless his mind.
I'm so sorry. If it was Beyonce, it wasn't me.
Bless him, Lord, bless him.
He might have a little delay, but no, we're Eric from the list. Somebody else said Lavana right there. I think we're okay. Vicky, she's got the title right there. Don't be a menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. That is the correct. And that movie was selected by who?
Me. That is my movie. Don't come for me, Saints. If you ain't never seen it, it's not for the holy. No, but that is my movie. Now, story about this is y'all know my mom was super, super strict. So, of course, I couldn't see movies. So, my sister Shannon, shout out to my big sis, she took me to Blockbuster to rent that for my birthday. And I fell in love with that movie. I will watch that forever. It is hilarious. The Wayans are hilarious. So, yes, that was my pick.
So, you had to sneak and watch it.
Had to sneak and watch it, but I love it. That's my kind of humor. I love that kind of humor.
Yes. No, I love the Wayans family. Also, I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker.
Yes. Oh my God.
And don't forget
the goldfish with the goldfish platforms. Oh my God, we used to rewind that over and over. He thought he was so cool walking down the street.
Wheelchair. Somebody's in the wheelchair somewhere too.
Oh yeah, in the hospital. I was gonna do that clip, but I was like, nah, it's too much cussing in that one.
Yes, we don't want the cussing. But yes.
It was a great movie, Sylvia. Great pick. Wow. That brings back memories as well. My goodness.
Don't have to, so yeah. So let's go to another one. Let's go with this one right here.
So why did you come to Chicago?
To try and make a difference.
Mm-hmm. Thought I would too. Thought maybe I'd work civil cases, help women, empower them. Being at that meeting today aroused some of those old dreams. Lit some kind of fire. But those last couple years, the corporate firms descend upon the campus like a pack of wolves. And they're so appealing. I wanted to be in a position to pay off my loans, pay my folks back, live a little, enjoy life.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it until there is.
I know what you mean. can write books or hold a position of influence in civil rights.
Politics?
Maybe.
I just want to do more.
Yeah, so do I. And maybe just wanting it is enough for now.
Okay.
Hmm.
Everybody thinks you picked that movie, Lavana.
That's you, Marcus.
I cheated on this one a little bit because no one here picked that movie. That
I was gonna say.
You was gonna say
I felt like it was that person.
Yes, our
not
girl
here.
Emma. We
Emma
missing
J.
today. She wasn't able to tune in, but she submitted her picks, and that was from Emma. And especially given the performance that our First Lady and our President just did at the DNC convention, I felt like even though Emma's not here, we should just put that one in there as an honorable mention. If you don't know what we were just watching, that movie is called Southside with You. It's about the first date of our First Lady, just then Michelle and Barack. And it's a very sweet movie. Interestingly, what do you guys think? I will put this out to the group. The actual release date, if you saw it there, was January. So it technically was not a summer movie, but in Emma's mind, it felt like a summer movie. Will you back her up on that, or do you feel like because it was actually released in January that we should not call it a summer movie?
Well, they don't have to be released in the summer, but now I have to figure out why. Was their date in the summer? I don't remember exactly what made it a summer movie or why she would think that. Maybe when they met, it was summertime. I don't know. Was it? What do you think?
I don't know.
It wasn't. Go ahead, Sylvia.
I think summer movies give you that feel, like that feel good feeling that just take with you, and how special and important Barack and Michelle are to not just our nation, but to us as a people. I just think that same excitement and love that you would get from a summer film, you're going to get from watching this because of who it's about. So I can see why she would put that on her list.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Like, I do think, I don't remember the exact time of year. It was not cold. It was, I remember them walking out. They had ice cream during the date, so it had to be warm enough in Chicago to warrant some ice cream having. So I do think it was a summer date, so it had that feel and a bit of romance. We sort of already mentioned that. I think is apropos for summertime. Love is in the air, so I get it. Even though, and you know what? Sometimes, like, this is just this industry nugget. The industry, in terms of when they'll release the movie, they're going to release it when they think it's going to do the best. And to me, a January type thing. A lot of Black movies get released leading up to Black History Month. So this idea that, it's Black History Month, Black folks and others are more open to seeing something about Black characters. And so, even if a movie might have that summer appeal, like think about Black Panther. I mean, that is a summer movie if you ever saw one.
And it came out in the winter on my birthday.
Well, that's what I'm saying, in February. And I think that was like a Black History Month kind of thing, why that movie would come out at that time. And I think, that movie did so well that it played and was still a summer movie because it was still actually going in the theater for a very long time. So it's a Black History Month movie that turned into a summer movie.
Summer movie, right.
So that's how that goes. So
that's a great observation.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to
yeah, because that was like a huge flick, and that actually, Marcus, you made a good point. because you're right. A lot of times they will release it, during certain times of the month. So Marvel took a gamble releasing a film like that in winter, because mostly they do it in the summer. All the kids are out of school, but that was a gamble, and they did good.
Yeah. So, okay. Speaking of superhero movies, there is one, I think just one, that made the list. Here we go.
A sentimental replica of a planet long since vanished. No style at all.
I expect better manners from my guests, Zod.
Take him! Take him!
I used to play this game at school. Never was very good at it.
Superman, I knew that you'd... Huh?
Ha! Wrong again, Zod.
Yeah.
Was that Courtney Cox?
Oh.
It looked like Courtney Cox to me.
Oh Lord, no.
Oh man. Oh man, brother Marcus, you went old school classic Christopher Reeve's original Superman on us. I love that.
Okay.
That was one of my favorite movies. But I kid you not, I couldn't man, kids as a kid, I couldn't stop watching it. Especially when he took the S off his chest and just threw it. That was before all the AI world that we were living in, before all that.
Right.
So I guess that was your pick, Eric.
And wrapped him up. He's like,
that could have been. It sounds like it could have been. That was my pick.
Okay,
I knew it. I knew
okay.
it. I said, "This is Marcus."
Okay. He's saying before CGI. This like expanded our view of what Superman was capable of. I don't know if this was just a Fortress of Solitude thing that he was disappearing and stuff, but at the time, seeing Superman take on these three villains, and they had so many great just one-liners. Zod, these three, like they wrecked New York.
man, I could watch that no matter what season. It didn't have to be summer. It could be winter. It could be fall, spring. It don't matter. I'll go out in 6 foot of snow just to watch Superman.
Batman is better. I'm just saying.
That to me was a classic summer movie. I saw that one.
I've actually experienced that back home. We've actually had that 6 foot of snow.
Right. But at the movie theater, that was definitely
that was good. That was good. That was really
the drive-in movie experience for me. So yeah, and that was like a whole family packed up into the car and seeing it that way. So that was really, really cool back then. So yes, that's still sticks out. Like if that comes on, I catch that on cable, I'm watching it. That's how I judge. There's certain movies, doesn't matter. Like if you accidentally find stream anytime.
I'm with you on that. Marcus. I'm with you.
Yeah. If it's on, I gotta watch it. All right. So yes, that's one for Marcus. Let's see. This is interesting. Let's go here and see who could have come up with this.
Oh, it's absolute fun living in California. Every year when I get from camp, Dad takes me on a trek into the mountains.
Gee, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Your mother just let you go up in the mountains like that?
Oh, I don't have a mother. just Dad and me. He's wonderful. Besides, I know most everything about trails and camping and wood lore. Oh, they've started the music again.
I guess we oughta, huh?
Mm-hmm. I love dancing. I could just dance all night. Especially with you, Wilfred. You vicious little witch!
was a great movie.
Oh my goodness, not the cakes flying.
Yes, I wish. See, we might need to have. We're just showing the clip, but I'm still able to see the reactions of all of our panelists as they're watching this. And Sylvia, you were loving that clip right there.
I love a good girl fight. I love a good girl fight.
You were fully engaged there.
This brought back so many memories for me because I used to watch this movie all the time on the Disney Channel. And yeah, y'all back in the day, you remember you had to pay extra to have the Disney Channel. It was not included. And they would play these movies. And I never saw the one with Lindsay Lohan because I don't really like remakes. But I love these girls. And even as they became women, they were in movies together. And it was just amazing. So I love this movie. And I know who picked it.
You do.
I do. I'm very confident.
Okay. Tell me who picked this.
Lavana. This is a Lavana film. Lavana likes the classics. She already knows the movies, and you cannot go wrong with this version of The Parent Trap. This version is the best. The original one, I think will be the best. Even though I haven't seen Lindsay Lohan's, I don't want to see it. This one, yes.
Well, she's absolutely right about that. Plus, I also told her what I had to give it away. But
I mean, I told you I was confident, so you know.
Right? He said I'm very confident. I'm like, she's very confident. Yes, that was mine. This was one of my favorite movies growing up. Yes, this was like way before my time, but my parents loved old movies, so I grew up watching a lot of old movies. They were movie buffs. Like we went to the movies all the time. We went to the drive-in a lot. I mean, we watched movies a lot. So that was like the definition of summer movie for me. This movie would totally have been me. Like if I was a twin, I would have totally played that trick on my parent. Like, let's swap places, you know, if y'all know the movie. This was just it wasn't the grand reveal of that they look alike, but when they found out that they looked alike, instead of them trying to figure out like what the deal is, they had this little beef, you know, and they were like playing pranks back and forth on one another till it finally hit the fan. And you saw this scene, which also ended with the lady who was like the headmaster. I don't remember what her position was, but a cake to the face. And so, you know, everybody was just over them with all these little pranks. So they kind of had to come together, or they was confined together. So they eventually, you know, figured out what's, you know, they eventually talked about it and then figured out, you know, hey, you know, we're twins. But to make a long story short. But yeah, this totally would have been me, the prankster, the camp, because I loved summer camp growing up, and I definitely would have convinced her, let's swap places. I want to go, you know, that would have been me for sure. And the Lindsay Lohan one, so this came out in 1961, and it came out in the summer. And the Lindsay Lohan one, I like that one as well, but I love the classics. That one was in 1989. Wow, it doesn't seem like that long, but she was so young. So yeah.
You mentioned summer camp. Whenever somebody says summer camp, I think of Jason Voorhees.
Oh. I don't know. When people say summer camp, I think of, and that one time at band camp.
That's exactly what I just thought. Why didn't that make sense?
They don't know what that means. Shondo, EBI.
Well, yeah, the American. But here's what I found interesting, and I have to play this one that was also selected. I'll just say it by Emma. I'm gonna here it is.
Hello, Liz.
Hello, Nick. Well, gosh, there you are. What do you know?
There's something going on here that I should know about because I'm stunned to see you. But, you don't seem as stunned to see me. I mean, I haven't seen or heard from you in, 10, 11 years. All of a sudden on the very day
Dad, I can explain why she's here.
Allie, you know who this is?
Actually, yes, and actually, I'm not Hallie. Actually, I am.
Both of them? Annie?
Oh, my girl Emma, we think alike.
How funny. I didn't know what it was because, I hadn't seen the Lizzie Lohan one, but she was so cute.
She was, and I'm a Lindsay Lohan fan.
Make our list twice.
What a coincidence! That's
And I
cool.
was gonna send a clip of that one as well, but I was gonna send the one part of the grand reveal of when they were fencing. There's a scene where they were fencing and they hadn't seen each other's face, and then at the end they fall into this like cow or horse like water thing, and then they take off their thing and they're like, "Ooh," and then they shake hands and it's like the power of the twins. Like it was really cute. I was gonna send that one in. I was like, no, let me go classic. And then I started to say Marcus can just do a little clip of the little Lindsay Lohan one, but Emma was thinking alike. That's my girl.
Now listen, Marcus, Lavana, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but in the original Parent Trap, aren't they really twins?
No.
It was the one lady?
It was just one girl. Her name is Haley Mills. And she played the two, Sharon and Susan and Sharon. I think that was the name of the twins in the first Parent Trap. And I thought so too, but no, it's actually one person. Yeah.
Well, this is what's interesting to me, and not to get all deep on us. Well, first of all, shout out to Tamisha, who is a twin. So she said she related to that and did that in first grade, her sister. So, I guess every story has a little truth in it. But what I'm compelled by, is just how, I mean, these could, no story is a white story. These are like two white little girls and two different black girls into their adulthood are looking back and saying that these are some of their favorite movies. And it just speaks to sort of the universality, if that's a word, or universal language of storytelling, and how these people who have lives that are arguably, probably very different than your life still manages to have an impact. So do you have any comment on that? Do you think was the fact that these are two little white girls even a thought in your mind, or was it or is it just like good story?
No, just like you said, the art of storytelling, just of the whole fascination of film and just the make believe that it like this is someone's true story, but just the make believe part of it as well. I didn't see color in this at all. Just like one of my favorite movies is Stand By Me, and those was about a group of young white boys, but I could relate to the camaraderie and the friendship and the summer, them going on this adventure, So, no, it just it didn't even dawn on me like, oh, this I can't relate to this because they're a different nationality. It was just, I don't know, it was just I guess just the art of storytelling film, and I was just fascinated with it at a very young age, and that's why I wanted to be an actress since I was like 10 years old, so
Yeah.
yeah.
You
No,
know
I
what,
think.
Marcus? It also speaks to the purity of childhood, As kids, we aren't tainted, by politics and racial stuff. Kids just see, things that are pure, that are fun, that are wholesome. So I think it just speaks to the beauty of having that type of a heart, and we kind of lose that as we get older. So, yeah.
Okay. But that's very cool. Very cool. Let's see. Let's go. Let's go here. And then I'll come around. Sorry. Here we go.
Shaky, huh? I was gonna do this the whole way. Just make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their upright and locked position. Yeah. Is it? Rock and roll. Oops. Oops. What's that mean? What do you mean?
No, I got it. Some jerk didn't put.
I know what I
got it, though.
mean. When I say oops, what do you mean saying oops there?
Well, you say we try that one again, huh?
Yes, without the oops. Yes, that'll
I have got to get me one of these.
Yes.
Yay.
That's a great movie.
Another Dynamite!
Goldblum is my boo. I love
Another
it.
Dynamite movie. Now that's a summer movie. That's a summer movie. Classic.
What was the appeal to you? That is mine.
Yes.
Gina, you were
That
right.
is classic.
But I'm seeing me and Eric, we got similar tastes in the movies. But yes, like, why do you think that's a definitive summer movie, Eric? Like, for you?
Can he hear you?
That's so difficult.
I was waiting for the delay, but yes, I think it is a definitive summer movie. And Pastor was talking about in the sermon, anointed to do certain things, like you have an anointing to do. And I really believe Will Smith is like a great actor and he does different things, but I feel like he's anointed to do this kind of movie. It's like it's comedic and it's action, it's relatable, like to just stand in that space of being in like this kind of movie. I don't know why that came to me just now when I was watching it, but I think sometimes, and I just like go to artists. Like I'll say this, just a little bit of advice or whatever, or a thought. I won't even say advice, just something to consider. I think as artists, sometimes we want to be able to do everything, or we get in and like we're really good at comedy or something like that. But you feel like, oh, I want to go do drama because I'm going to get like more respected or it's more serious or whatever. But if you are anointed to do comedy, not saying you shouldn't do other stuff or can't do other stuff, but know that where your gifting really lies. And I feel like, somebody like Jamie Foxx, like he's so funny. And I feel like he has stepped away from comedy in a lot of ways. And he's a very great and capable, serious actor. But I feel like he's anointed to do comedy. And I just feel like, it's a shame when people sort of shy away from that. I'll stop talking. But that's just a thought that I had. Anybody else?
No, I get what you're saying. I think Will Smith and Jamie Foxx both have showed their range, but in actuality, they are, I think, comedy is their strong suit. So yeah, I think that people should try other things and see if they work, and they've been successful at that. But yeah, definitely I'd love to see a great Jamie Foxx comedy movie, or Will Smith, do comedy, thriller again. I mean, Bad Boys has some comedy in it, um
Yeah.
but Independence Day, and I'm with you and Eric. I love a great action summer movie. It's so hard when you're choosing movies because there's so many great ones. But yeah,
Mhm.
I agree with you.
Angela, come on, girl, you've been quiet.
I didn't even realize I'm on mute, but yeah, no, absolutely. I to be honest, I have to catch up and watch a lot of these movies. I was unaware that there was an earlier edition of The Parent Trap. So I'm under the rock, but thank you for bringing me to the light.
That's what it's about. Introducing some things to people that they may not know about.
Yeah.
Well,
So
that was our intention with this particular movie night. Was to, yes, kind of like stir up some memories of things, but also give you a couple movies to add to your list. There's still a few more days left in summer, so maybe you go, next this Friday night, stream one of these movies. Go see The Parent Trap original, or some of these other movies. This next one is one that I still have to see, believe it or not. And after today's recommendation, I'm gonna see it. Let's see what I'm talking about.
Hey, Barbie. Can I come to your house tonight?
Sure. I don't have anything big planned, just a giant blowout party with all the Barbies and planned choreography and a bespoke song. You should stop by.
So cool.
You can find me under the lights, diamonds under my eyes.
This is the best day ever. It is the best day ever. So is yesterday, and so is tomorrow, and every day from now until forever. Do you guys ever think about dying? What do I have to do? You have to go to the real world.
I'm coming with you.
Okay. The real world. What's going on? Why are these men looking at me?
Yeah, they're also staring at me.
Love it.
Yay.
Love it. Love it. Marcus, not so bad because you haven't seen it. Most men do not love Barbie, so you are just fine.
I just haven't yet. I mean, it made such an impact last year that I do feel like I'm sort of been living in a cave to have not seen it. But do we know who picked this movie?
Angela.
I was to be honest.
I'm with you too, Marcus. I haven't seen it either. Marcus.
The men.
Yeah, the men haven't seen it. No, I'm just like, no,
But-
it's Angela. Yes, this was like the blockbuster
Yeah, I haven't seen
last
it.
summer that people thought was corny, but it turned out to be a really great movie with a great message. But it's your movie, Angela. Go ahead.
The previews made it look like it was pretty much some action in there. The previews, when I saw the previews of it, it looked like it had a lot of action, especially with the Ken fella.
It was not on my watch list either, y'all. It really was not. I was not going to see Barbie. And finally I did. And it turned out to be a great mess. It was a good message in the film. It got everybody outside feeling like their best Barbie doll, no matter whatever you wanted to be. You could be yourself and shine. And I think that message was amazing. And I mean, come on, Barbie on the beach house Barbie, Malibu Barbie, but I didn't have all the. I never played. I didn't like the Barbies because there was never really a ginger. So I kind of felt a certain way, y'all. But they did a great job with it. It definitely was a summer vibe and experience. It brought out everybody. I mean, there were Barbie events, Barbie evening hours, and like everybody was Barbie all summer. So that was just like a very amazing experience that I think that I have not really seen tied to like an adult movie for women in a while.
Right. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I used to have a big crush on Ryan Gosling back in the day. If y'all remember Fox Kids, he was on the show called Young Hercules. That's when we first met Ryan Gosling, and yeah, that's the my boo since then.
But when I saw him in this Barbie movie, I said, when did he get fined? Because he has
Girl, he
abs,
always been fine. What you talking
abs
about?
for
Girl, you ain't seen
days.
never
I
wears
was like,
Prada.
oh, okay,
Look, Ryan, I like a little white chocolate. Leo was on my list too.
Right.
Celeste Johnson said there were messages, plural, in the movie. So it sounds like it's loaded up and something really worth seeing. So I'm putting it on my list.
And then we want to see your best Barbie selfie, Brother Marcus.
How do I do that? What just
Lord, don't do that to Marcus.
In the Barbie box with their Barbie outfit on, so you have to do your Ken.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I'm going to find a box at this point. I mean, I feel like
improvise. We'll modify.
Well, Halloween is coming up, so there'll be stuff.
Well, we'll make him Ken's daddy because we don't know what Ken's daddy looked like. Ken was adopted. I know.
That is another thing we haven't mentioned just in terms of summer movies. I think summer movies and merchandising always seem to go hand in hand. I guess not always with some of the ones that we've mentioned, but 9 times out of 10, if any movie that's going to produce an action figure or some toys or something, that's going to come out in the summer. So the kids can not only see the movie, but then they have to have something to play with. And then, the parents are at the toy store buying that thing. So
yeah, or ordering online.
Or making kids wait till Christmas. Back in the day, it'd be like, you got to wait till Christmas to
Now these kids, like I remember that's the one or something where I think she's like 6 or 7. She's like, you can just order it on Amazon. I was like, oh, okay.
Right. With that magic money that just you swipe it and it's there. Right. Okay. We're running low on time, but this movie, I just want to show this clip and we'll talk real quick about it because I think it was just such a great clip that I love. And here it is. And a lot of people may not know this movie.
Master, where is my child? Queenie! Queenie, where are you? Queenie, where are you, baby? Papa, please! Did you find her, Mama? I just don't understand where my baby is. It's not like Queenie just to up and disappear. Why, Lord, why?
She'll be back on song. Don't worry, Mama. Queenie will show up.
It's getting late, y'all. Everybody have enough ice cream and cake?
Yes.
Everybody brush their teeth and wash their hands?
Yes.
All right, then help me pull this bit out then. Hurry, 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 hurry. Pick up the pillow. Viola, help them with the pillows. Get out of here, Judy, Jody, whatever your names are. Oh, God, take me right now. I don't want to live anymore without my baby. Queenie!
My goodness.
I should not be laughing at that.
You can't help but laugh. That was you, Miss Sylvia. Tell us.
Oh my God, that was me. I love Brooklyn. First of all, that scene reminded me. Okay, my mama don't have the internet, y'all. That reminded me so much of my mama. She was calling on the Lord for that little dog. But Crooklyn, first of all, Spike Lee. Can't go wrong with Spike Lee, number one. But Crooklyn had so much in it. That Black family, her being the only girl and, dealing with, her mother being sick and, all those teachings she was getting from her parents and her dad. Like Crooklyn that's one of those movies that hit you here, you know, like it's a forever, like you cannot go wrong with Crooklyn. Crooklyn is like up there with Coming to America, but there's so many messages and the wholesomeness. You know, it had a mix of comedy, but it had seriousness in it too, and it really brought out the family, which we didn't see much in movies, especially back then. So it was always a big deal to see a Black full family together without chaos. So I love this movie.
All right. And I think that leads us right into this last one that I want to share.
I know you can't stand it. You can't stand it. I know you can't stand it. You can't stand it. I know you can't stand it. You can't stand it. I know you can't stand it. You can't stand it. You can't stand it.
Yay! Of course, in case you don't know, that was Do the Right Thing appeared on the list that we started with. So that is your pick, right, Lavana?
Yes, that was my pick. I don't know. A lot of people probably look at Do the Right Thing
That's
as more
crazy
like
because I've seen that movie with the movie. I've never seen Crooklyn. But I've seen Do the Right Thing. Can you imagine that?
yeah, most people probably look at it as more like a political or filled with stereotypes, but we all know Spike Lee was on to something with his message. But a lot of people probably don't really look at it as a summer movie. But I mean, it is. It was, you know, in the dead of heat. And even in that scene, they did a whole little, if you go back to that scene where they did the fire hydrant, right before that, they did a whole sequence of different characters in the movie. Kind of reacting to the heat in a way. Like Jade, she was like in the shower. That was like Spike Lee's sister. And like in the midday, she's like, oh, taking a shower. And then there was the group of Puerto Ricans. They had like their cold brews, you know. And then it went to this scene, which is very funny. It's a long scene, so we actually, you know, had to. But I implore everybody to go back and watch it and be like, oh, you know what? Okay, yeah. So I think that scene is the definition of summer. I mean, you're in an area maybe where you don't have like all the amenities like a pool or things of that sort. So you have this is your outlet, you know, the neighborhood having a great time. And some people probably don't want to get wet, but you know, it's like, hey, it's hot. And I love how everybody, you know, so here comes Radio Raheem, and then they like, you know, he looking at them like, y'all gonna, you know,
Right.
stop the water so I can get through there.
If you watch,
respect.
You know what movie we missed? Ghostbusters.
Oh, I love Ghostbusters.
There's a lot of movies we missed.
Yeah, a ton of them.
What makes you say
I
that?
know if you watched it. I know if you watched it. I know if you watched it in the other season rather than summer. Just watching that particular scene of them jumping in the fire hydrant, that made you think of summer. If you just that part alone.
Yes, and Ghostbusters. Another.
I remember many times we used to do that when I was back home.
Yes. Well, listen, we have two conversations going at the same time, but 100% agree with the feeling of summer with the Spike Lee thing. I mean, it was a long scene, and so I cut it down. But it's interesting, like, to think of how Spike is as a filmmaker. Like, he really took his time in that scene. There's not a lot of dialogue going on. They're just kind of trying to beat the heat, but layer by layer, he's sort of introducing you to these characters and the world. And it's really kind of cool to go back and look at it. If you are a filmmaker or consider yourself a movie buff, I do think it's the more I kind of go forward into what filmmaking has become, and it's so rapid fire. He used to sort of take time to sort of usher you into this world and really into these characters. And so the build up to when everything happens at the end, if you know the movie Do the Right Thing, when all of the chaos breaks out, it's the heat, everything's been sort of layered onto each other to where you kind of get it and you earn that sort of explosion that comes at the end. So anyway, the only thing, we're at the end of our time. I sort of I had a little clip of The Forge. You guys went to see it. I guess just the closing question. I mean, what did you think of the movie, and does it work as a summer movie for those who maybe haven't seen it or might be planning to go see it? What do you think? And faith-based movies in general, do they work as summer movies? And does this particular movie work as a summer movie?
Well, I will say really quickly, it's a summer movie because it's played in the summer. But other than that, I think it's a movie that you should see anytime, all throughout the year, because it was, to me, I really loved it. It had a great message. I feel like every man, for sure, young and old, should definitely go see this movie. But this was a movie for everybody to see, especially us as believers of Christ. And I would say that it was a reminder. It was a reminder of what our responsibility is. A lot of us, we go to church to be filled with something, and then we forget about other people because we're so focused on what we're trying to receive. But this movie was about brotherhood. It was about love. It was about being kind to one another, understanding, forgiving, and not to give away the whole movie, but our responsibility is as disciples is to disciple other people and to build the kingdom of Christ, to build God's kingdom. So it was just awesome message. It was a tearjerker, but in a great way. And I would definitely go see it again.
Okay. Yeah. That's an enthusiastic endorsement. So I'm hearing anytime. It's a summer movie, it's a fall movie, it's an anytime movie.
Yep.
You guys,
that's my opinion.
Anybody
else? Eric. Oh, well, Eric and
Yeah, I agree. It's absolutely a must see. The message in it, and I feel like it has the power to really make an impact on people, because we often can't see things, and it gives you such a great perspective of how even God works in our lives. Because we can't see what's going on behind the scenes, and that's also with actors acting and being in the arts and drama. A lot of the times nobody knows what goes on behind the scenes and how much hard work and it really takes to put on these productions or to do these films. And so I really think that it gave a great perspective, and the analogies were on point on how we can, with a little bit of help, we can do all things. And so it's a great message. It's a family film. I think it was appropriate to bring it out in the summer because I feel that it's a time for transitioning and new beginnings, and it kind of that summer job feel, like, hey, get the right crew, do the right thing on your summer job, and you never know where you could be. So, hey.
Yeah.
Well, praise God. Anything to add, Eric?
I totally agree.
Okay.
I'll be the devil's advocate. I haven't seen it. I'm not really a big fan of the faith-based movies. I'm sorry, y'all. For me, they're just like super corny. Like War Room, everybody was like, "Oh, that's such a great movie." I was like, "No, it wasn't. It was so unrealistic." So for me, I don't know. I'll go see it because all of y'all saw it. I'll give it a chance. But I'm not the one that runs to the faith-based movies all the time. But sometimes it can be so predictable. You be like, "Oh, this one gonna cheat on their wife and then get saved. Yay, everybody wins." So.
That is the challenge, and I think to find that balance of like trying to tell those messages that are familiar, but also keep it interesting and unexpected. Which was it can be hard to balance. But I'm gonna go see for myself, and me and Sylvia will continue that conversation. Okay,
we'll go see it together. How about that, Marcus?
Right. Well, sounds
I'll
like
go with y'all to see it.
Hey, brother Marcus,
All right, cool.
You will love it. You will love it.
I respect everybody's opinion.
I was on the fence about it when I got asked about going. And, I heard great reviews and rave reviews and from celebrities and other regular people. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go and try it out and see what it was about. And immediately, as soon as I sat there and I saw it through the first 5 to 10 minutes, I said, okay, I see there's a lot of messages in this particular play. And it's not just in this particular movie. It is not just a summer movie. It could be an anytime movie because it speaks to the masses and it shows like the unity, not with just one race of color, but I saw togetherness. I saw a mother's love for her child and not giving up. I saw men stepping up and taking the place of, the dads who aren't there. And I saw forgiveness. And I saw the young man, when he went and stood up to, when he went and he stood up to the father. Well, I would say he repented. He asked for forgiveness. It was an incredible. I saw a lot of messages in there. He took on the mantle of a young man. He stepped into his manhood. And I saw brokenness. I saw a lot of brokenness. So, a lot of men think it's a sissy thing to do, to shed tears and cry. But I saw emotions from a man. You know what I mean? Because we have emotions, we're just not as emotional. But men, we have emotions. So I saw that for him to be that vulnerable, to share his emotions of what he was feeling, and then to have a father figure who wasn't his father to be there to like usher him in and show love unconditionally to him. And it was incredible. It was a phenomenal movie. I can't even. It's a tearjerker for sure. It's a tearjerker.
All right. Well, that's another enthusiastic endorsement. We're gonna check it out. But for now, it's time for us to sign off. We'll see you next month for another Storytellers Live. We thank my panel for tuning in with us. We appreciate you guys always rocking with us. And all of you all who tuned in and participated in the comments, we love you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you next month. All right.
Peace.
Have a good evening. Bye.